Life is hard. See, it's hard when you're 49 years old, been working on a job for 17 years, and they come in and tell you you're finished and give you 1 week severance pay. And you got to start all over again. It's hard when you're married and raising children and your children are crawling and your husband dies unexpectedly. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard when you're working on something and you put everything you have in it and it doesn't work out. You lose your money and other people's money. It's hard. It was rough when I lost my job and I could not find a job. It was humiliating and embarrassing, borrowing money, and then I couldn't pay the money back when I told them I would. That's rough. How people look at you, how they respond to you. It's very hard. It's humiliating. Here's what I discovered that happens to you in life, that you will go through things, and while you're going through them, you can't understand why it's happening to you. But after you go through it, and you get back and you look at it and you say, oh, now I understand why I needed that lesson. Have you ever happened to you? Raise your hand. Has it ever happened to you that I couldn't understand it then, but after I got through it, then I saw that was preparing me for bigger and better things. As you go through the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you, don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go. See, but when you go at what you're going to deal with and you deal with the difficulties of it, when you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, learning those things that you don't like to do, but you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through. And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do, do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender and say, okay, all right, I cooperate, okay, I learned, okay. They had to wear me out a long time. So if it's hard, then do it hard. Now, how do you hang in there during the hard, difficult times? Les, you must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years. Because at any time, had that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. You know that's how people are going to do you? So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dream? It's good. And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People are going to do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no, 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 no. You got to keep on watering your dream. And when it began to happen, they stopped laughing. They said, look, whoa, look here. Look how, hey, man, you know, I know you can do it. Look here, you got a job here? See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You knew it was hard, but you did it hard.
Peace, what's good? How y'all doing? Today is Thursday, August the 22nd. I pray that this is my second video today, as short as it will be, but it is my second video. I pray that you guys are well. What's on your mind? This is a mental universe, and obviously I'm in a deeper state of consciousness right now. Usually I don't even really have to kind of get myself in a space to sit down and talk, but because this is what my spirit is telling me to do right now, so I'm following its lead, to sit down and put this stuff out into the universe. So that's what I'm doing. We live in a mental universe, and this book by Deepak Chopra and Menes Kafatos, this is a book about quantum physics and about a deeper level of scientific understanding when it comes to the physical aspect of our world. I won't get into too much of the science of this, but this is my lane. This is the stuff that, you know, makes me feel passionate and inspired when I study. On page 18, it says, every thought requires a physical change in the brain, all the way down to the activity of our genes. Microvolts of electricity fire along billions of neurons with chemical reactions taking place across the synapses that separate brain cells. And the pattern of these events isn't automatic. It shifts according to how you experience the world. Now that sounds like I need to read it 5 or 6 more times to understand, right? But basically, what he's saying, what they're saying, excuse me, is that every time you think a thought, it sends an electrical wave through your brain that triggers other brain waves. The pattern of these events isn't automatic. It shifts according to how you experience the world. So it's not like every time you think a thought, that same frequency or that same electrical pattern fires off in your brain. Every time you think a different thought, a different electrical volt, I'm trying to put my words into a way that's understandable and that's simple. A different spark of electricity sparks in your brain. Now, why is all of this important? He talks in this book about, much love, Brother Charles, by the way, a brother that I'm connected to on Facebook sent this book to me. I love books. It talks about, it references the universe being human, a human universe, right? And it's basically talking about the participatory, calls it a participatory universe, meaning, y'all bear with me because I'm going to make this make sense in a second. Meaning that your world is, and our world is created by the way we think and the way we feel. So, prime example, you go into the hood, right? Most people in the hood are vibrating on the same frequency. There will be, you know, variations, obviously. But when you're dealing in, let's say, the projects, for instance, you go into the projects and Most of the people listen to the same type of music, dress the same, eat the same type of food, watch the same TV shows, right? Watch the same movies, frequent the same places, go to the same clubs, drink the same type of alcohol, smoke the same type of weed, right? There is a contrived form of consciousness in that environment, and everybody is pretty much in alignment with that frequency. And people who elevate beyond that frequency have to move out of those environments. They can't tolerate it. They can't stand it anymore. When you go to a church environment, say for instance, and this is not an anti-religious sentiment, this is just being honest. You go to a church environment, there are, patterns of behavior. You go in, you fellowship, you listen to the word, maybe you stay after and eat, you have Bible study on Wednesdays, you have events on the weekends for the children, right? Most of the people that frequent that church or those environments have a same level of consciousness. They usually frequent the same type of environments. They go to the same type of events, church events, plays that are based around gospel events, right? Workshops that are centered around Christianity. It's a frequency of consistency. When I did the video that I just put up, Toxic Femininity, Whole Frequency, I showed you a pattern of a frequency, a mindset that is consistent across the board. And if you put forward 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 of the same type of programming or frequency in front of the world, people who are not spiritually and mentally stable will gravitate towards that frequency because human beings are an ecosystem, right? So in the book, it talks about a participatory universe, meaning whatever it is that you focus on the most is what's actually creating your world. So you'll end up living the life. I saw a post on You Are Creators TV. You will live the life you most often visualize. So I asked a question in the Alchemy Cipher group, and we're having back and forth dialogue with the self-rating chart that I created, right? And this is also a part of my workshop, Remove the Ceiling from Your Mind. In the self-rating chart, it asks you to analyze all these different aspects of your life, your physical life, your emotional life, your mental life, your spiritual life, your business, your finances, your goals, your career, rating yourself, right? And the thing that people recognize through this process is that they don't really give a lot of thought to these different aspects of their lives. How much thought and energy and attention do I actually give to how I want my mind to look, how I want my mind to feel, how I want my mind to express itself, how I want people to know or to what is my mental reputation? How do I want people to perceive me as far as how I see the world, opposed to just reacting to the world, what's happening in the news, what's happening in politics, the, new law or new requirements that the boss just put down at the job, what the new PTA at the school is requiring of the students, responding to what the teachers in the school are actually doing, like actually being on the offensive when it comes to your life. What do you want? How do you want your life to look? And how much time and energy and attention do you give to the life that you actually want to make manifest? This is what I do with my clients. I help them to fine-tune their language, fine-tune how they see the world, fine-tune their perspective on relationships and family and history and all that stuff. Change the language. Stop being a victim to the programming that has been beset upon you through society and through your family, and actually get focused and centered within yourself so you can decide what you want for you. Like I said in the video, tribalism and frequency or vibration. Tribalism and frequency is one of those. But somebody came on and said Pan-Africanism is the only way. Pan-Africanism is the only way for you. Pan-Africanism is not the only way for everybody. And we can't, as human beings, recognizing that this is a participatory universe, meaning somebody watching this might be of African descent who grew up in Europe, who has a different take on the world, a different take on life, or somebody who grew up here Black, growing up in the hood, have no concept of history or culture or anything, is going to find their way through Islam, or is going to find their way through not having a religion. You know what I'm saying? And that's not to denote the importance of us studying our history or our culture. Obviously, I'm a student of history, and emphasize that people of the diaspora should know their African roots and their African culture. But the path is going to look different for everybody. So starting to pay attention with how much time and energy you give to the life that you actually want. Not thinking about the job you hate, but thinking about the career you desire. Not thinking about the pain you've experienced in previous relationships, but thinking about the love that you would like to attract. Soulmate energy. Giving life, giving breath, giving energy, giving consciousness to attracting a soulmate. What is that going to look like? What is that going to feel like? Well, I don't know. I've never been in it before. Okay, so read books that inspire you to that. Read books that make you feel good about love. Read books that get you caught up in the whirlwind of the experience that you want to have in that relationship. Watch movies that embody that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? If you want to become an engineer, you should be immersing yourself in the world of engineering. You should have magazine subscriptions that are coming to your house that represent that world. You should get emails from websites and articles that continually talk about that world. If you want to create a skincare line, or you want to do hair, you should be doing things every day that complement and supplement that world and that life. So start to think about how much time and energy you actually place. And this is important because, if you think about it, the placebo effect, for instance, is a scientific proven anomaly where people can heal themselves by thinking that they've actually been given a pill or that they've actually had a surgery that is going to heal them. If you can physically heal your body through the way you think, you're giving suggestions and commands to your body based on the way you think, then it actually works in the world in real time as well. So be conscious of how you think, be conscious of what you pay attention to, and feed your mind, which is your power base, continuously thoughts about the world that you want to create instead of responding to the world that you live in right now. ZaZaAli.com is my website. All of the links for the workshops and the books and the ebooks that I have written and offered to you guys, including the new workbook, The Science of Sex. You can get information about that in the link below. Peace and love.